Hey Ninny fans, Tom here and welcome back to WarGroove Beginner Guys. Today we are going to be looking at archers. So let's get right into things with the movement. Archers have a maximum movement range of 3. On roads, bridges, plains, beaches, flagstones and carpets they can move 3 because it only costs 1 movement tile. On rivers and forests they cost 2, so they are relatively restricted to 1. And on mountains cost 3, so again, they can only really move 1. In regards to attacking, archers deal over 60% damage to soldiers, spearmen, dogs, mages, archers, and amphibians. With critical hits, they can KO soldiers, dogs, mages, and amphibians. Now, in regards to defending, soldiers, spearmen, dogs, mages, archers, giants, cavalry, trebuchets, aeronauts, commanders, warships and dragons all deal over 70% damage. And that isn't even accounting for the critical hit. With your critical hits, you have soldiers, spearmen, dog, mages, cavalry, aeronaut, giant, dragons and warships which can all one-hit your archers. Clearly, archers are an incredibly weak unit, thus it is crucial to make sure you A. keep them far away from other units, and B. exploit terrain to protect them. Failing to protect archers will make them relatively ineffective. In regards to their critical hit, this is activated by attacking without moving an archer, and it deals 135% damage. So, as you can see, normal attack on a soldier in this circumstance will deal 67%. However, with a critical hit, this will jump to 91%. In regards to strategy, there are a few examples I want to note. The way you will be able to effectively use archers is by guarding them with cheaper units who can soak up hits. Soldiers are a tremendous example of this and a great accompanying unit with archers because they're capable of normally taking 1 or 2 hits before dying to most units, thus allowing your archers to actually get some powerful shots off rather than getting smashed out of existence. An extension of this comes through my first strategy, and that is working with your healers. Now, this kind of expands on what I said before, but linking your archers to mages is a superb way of allowing them to remain offensive and also well healed. Mages themselves are a strong unit, so act as a great bodyguard, but even better, they are capable of topping up archers after those pesky soldiers attack them. So in this example here, if these 2 soldiers were to attack our archers, in the next round, you can use your mages to heal them, which will then allow them to be killed. Of course, mages and archers as a combo are quite expensive, but if you manage to link them up, they can be incredibly effective, and they both really complement each other well. In my spearman guide, I gave a decent little strategy to fighting them involving archers, so I'll go through this again, as I understand the spearman meta within WarGroove is a big issue. Essentially, you use an archer like so to weaken an enemy, and then the soldier to finish them off. Now, if you position yourself correctly, you should be able to pull off a critical hit with your archers, and thus this 2-move combo should kill off the majority of your units before you even take a lick of damage. Doing this move in larger teams also reinforces your archers, allowing this to be performed multiple times. If you were to attack first using your soldier though, you would take heavy damage, so make sure you always use your archer first. So again here, we get the critical hit with the archer, finish them off with the soldier, and your archers are still protected behind this line. Another valuable use of your archers is using them in mountains. Now, mountains, first of all, provide a defensive boost of 40% when your archer, like here, is at 100% health. Essentially, defense boosts give you a boost percentage based on your health at the time. It's quite complex, but I will go into it in a separate video if someone wants me to, because it is quite peculiar. For our archers though, this allows their fragile defense to receive a big boost if we put them into mountain tiles. The other benefit of this is that it severely restricts the movement of opposing enemies as they come towards you. As you can see here, this top soldier will actually be unable to attack us. At the same time though, we are able to use our critical hit to take down these units, whilst completely protected. I think it's important to emphasize that the key to all these strategies that I do employ is ensuring the archers can be effective whilst also being defended. Fortunately, I don't really use archers that much, hence my strategies are relatively limited. For me, archers are a periphery to an army in WarGroove, and I primarily employ them, as you can see here is a little example, within a greater unit. I find that they are effective at picking off units, so for example here, we could attack with the cavalry, even though that's a weakness, I'm aware of that. And you can use them to essentially pick off units. Same kind of thing here, spearman does the most damage, and then you can finish them off with the archer. Just like the spearman counter, this is a similar, less uniform method of taking down the more common enemies, which archers can be effective against without endangering them, because you can see they're still very well protected by these other units. Now for the issues. Archers only have a range of 3 plus the 3 movement tiles. Thus, most units are able to counter it within the same turn, even if it does deal damage. The issue with this range is even worse though when you consider that during severe weather, this attack range is limited to 2. Normally we would be able to attack this soldier, however the option just doesn't come up. How is the range of a damn bow and arrow only 2 tiles? I don't know, but if it starts raining, you better run. Your archers will become effectively useless. As you can tell from our earlier focus on defences, archers are weak to a lot of units. I mean, 8 units in this game can one hit them with critical hits. These ones all surrounding it deal significant damage. And having to take measures before you can realistically get use out of this unit is a damn shame, and it really reduces the usability they possess as an overall fighting force. Last up, they are incredibly situational. On maps with lots of forests and mountains dotted around, they can become the de facto ranged unit. However, if you're playing on a relatively flat map, it is much better to just save up and, buy a trebuchet. The range on the trebuchet is stronger than the archer, and I know that even though you can't attack on the same turn that you move, if there are lots of roads for you to travel on with a trebuchet, they are much more useful than archers despite the heavier cost. You also, by needing to protect them with other units, take on the cost of those units anyway, so they can be an incredibly expensive cost if you really want to use them. Thank you so much for checking out this guide for the archers in WarGroove. If you want more guides such as the weather or terrain ones that I suggested earlier, be sure to let me know. I'll definitely consider looking into it more. There will be more commander guides coming out as well as other let's play content in the coming days. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tom. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.